The DSFL 2, week number 11, the last week we'll be seeing bye weeks in the regular season. First matchup, 3-6 ball clubs. Jets travel to Denver to take on the Broncos, and Elway Magic at the end of the third quarter, touchdown to take the lead 14-10. But then the backup Freeman McNeil to the end zone for the touchdown. And the Jets reclaim the lead at 17-14, but with under 2 minutes to go, the running back with a big mistake. Fumble picked up by the defense. This is Richard Goodman, and he's got a house call after standing straight up on the field. A touchdown, and the Denver Broncos win over the Jets to go to 4-6. Final score 26-21. Bengals and the Ravens, and despite both teams out of the playoff picture, the Ravens clearly the better team in this one. In Baltimore, they would recognize an early touchdown. Derek Mason deep for the score, and the Ravens win easy to improve to 5-5 on the year. Still have a chance in the playoffs. 21-10 your final. Week 11's version of the game of the week, the Dallas Cowboys travel to the nation's capital to take on the Redskins. Both teams 4-5 in Washington, and early on, Darrell Green the other way. Roger Staubach with his first mistake, and it'd be capitalized quickly. Sammy Baugh underneath complete in the biggest play of the game, at least by effort standpoint. 3 broken tackles by the tight end, and it's a touchdown for the Redskins. But Dallas responds in the second quarter with a touchdown to Drew Pearson to make it 7-all. And then after another field goal, Dallas back to the air, and as the halftime begins, it's 17-7 Dallas. But in the third quarter, this Dallas team did not even show up. A fumble by Roger Staubach would be returned for a touchdown by LaRon Landry, and the Redskins are in the game. Next Cowboys series, it'd be the ensuing kickoff returned by Tony Dorsett, and he wouldn't get very far before fumbling the football on back-to-back plays. And the Redskins are in position to at least tie the game after being dominated the entire second quarter. Sammy Baugh back to the air, and Lionel Taylor in the end zone. Taps the feet, and it's 17-21, but the Cowboys respond here at the end of the third quarter. Roger Staubach on 1st and goal will just take it himself, and he's in. Dives to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. The Cowboys reclaim the lead, 24-21. But then the Redskins, to start the fourth quarter, Dallas cannot stop this big play offense as they slowly drive down the field, chewing out 4 minutes of the clock, and Cliff Battles caps off the drive with a touchdown. They reclaim the lead 31-24 after a field goal. Then Dallas with under 2 minutes to play. Can they respond? Staubach back to the air. Can he replace Aikman in terrific fashion and force overtime here? He taps the feet, and Owens is inbounds. Clutch reception. Then, with 4th down and 5 from the 35, Staubach sacked on the play. He gets one final drive, but very little time remaining. He's picked off, and Ken Houston seals it for the Redskins. The Dallas Cowboys fall to 4-6 and are now in must-win territory throughout, being last in the NFC East. Redskins first at 5-5. Bills and the Dolphins, AFC East matchup. The Miami Dolphins 2-2 since the 5-0 start. Will they drop to 2-3, or will they have a big win here at home? Dunaway with the early fumble recovery and lead to a field goal. Bills have the early lead. It's 3-0. Miami responds, though, in the second quarter. The tight end Bruce Hardy to get into the red zone, but on 3rd down and 4, they cap off the drive with a touchdown. Mike Duper back into the end zone, and he's scored nearly every week for the Dolphins. It's 7-3. Can Jim Kelly and the Bills respond right before halftime? 3rd down and 9 from the 10 underneath. Eric Moulds into the end zone. Touchdown Bills. It's 10-7 at halftime. Third quarter now. Kelly back to the air. Andre Reed to get into Miami territory. And then on 3rd down and 5, the Bills offense stalls, and another field goal attempt for Buffalo. Now it's only a 6-point game for the Miami Dolphins. Can they respond in the fourth quarter? Marino with a nice drive. Ricky Williams into the red zone. And on 1st down and 10, the very next play, Brandon Marshall into the end zone, and the Miami Dolphins respond. It's now 14-13. But as this game moves on, more offensive success for the Bills. They travel down the field, taking up so much time against the Miami Dolphins. With 1:30 to play, the third field goal attempt by Ryan Longwell is good. 16-14 now with under 2 minutes to play. Second down and 6. Marino looking. He fires it deep and it's complete to Nat Moore for the first down, but on second down and 10, Marino picked off. And the Miami Dolphins lose here at home against a good Buffalo team. The Bills remain deep in the AFC wildcard race, while the Miami Dolphins only leading the Bills by a game, now 7-3. Falcons hosting the very undermatched Tennessee Titans here at home, and the Falcons surely showed that. Jamal Anderson burns the Titans defense for 6 points, and that proved the difference in the ball game. Falcons win by a touchdown, 21-14. Your final, Falcons improve to 4-6. Minnesota, the site for the Vikings hosting the 8-1 Oakland Raiders. And for the Vikings, they hope to have some huge success and continue their winning streak in hopes for an NFC playoff berth. But the Oakland Raiders, the way better team in this one, hoping to improve to 9-1 on the season. And early on, they have efforts on that. George Atkinson for 6 points. Randy Moss, the speedster, nearly in the end zone, gets the ball into the red zone at least. 3rd and goal, capped off drive, Anthony Carter, touchdown, Minnesota Vikings. So now it's 7-all here at the end of one quarter. Third quarter now after the halftime break. Kenny Stabler back into the end zone. It's now 14-7, and the Raiders are on a roll, but the ensuing series, everything going wrong for the Vikings. Back over to the Raiders sideline. But for the Raiders, they couldn't do much either. After Tim Brown gets the ball, 3rd down and 10, Darren McFadden, no good. It's 17-7 after a Jankowski field goal. Chris Carter back into the game, and this one, a long reception getting inside the 20. Then with a 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line, Peterson gets the handoff and he's into the end zone. So the Vikings cut it close. It's now a field goal game. Raiders 3 and out. Ensuing series, fumble picked up by Sonoris Moss, and he breaks a tackle, and he's breaking another, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Vikings receivers need to do a better job tackling there. Now it's 24-14, and the Vikings have given up 2 touchdowns by their offense of all places. Randy Moss, the speedster, another big play. This time an 80-yard score, and the Vikings cut the deficit to just 1 field goal. But Bo Jackson controls the final 2 minutes. 4 carries to finish out, 80 yards on the drive. And the Vikings fall to 5-5, Raiders 9-1. Lions hosting the Panthers in Detroit, and the Lions hoping to improve to 5-5 on the year. They've had a great start to the season. Cogdill with a touchdown and 7-0, but the Panthers rally at the end of the first quarter. Cam going deep, and he's got his big play man, Musa Muhammad, for 6 points, and the game is tied at 7 apiece. More struggles for Detroit at the end of one quarter. Eddie Drummond drilled on the play, and Poole with the fumble, and he's got sights on 6 points. Touchdown Panthers, it's 14-7 at this point. Later on in the game, 20-14 lead for the Panthers. More things going wrong for Detroit. They go on to lose thanks to terrific offensive play in the second half. Detroit watches their playoff chances take a big-time hit here, losing to the Panthers 29-14. Buccaneers and the Saints here in Green Bay. Both teams so far leading their division, but only by 1 game. So this game very impactful in the final result of their divisions. Both teams way above 500. Bucs 6-3, Packers 7-2. No offensive success till the last play of the game. Warwick Dunn for the end zone, the half. It'd be a 7-0 halftime score here in Green Bay, thanks to a long Warwick Dunn run right as the halftime approaches. In the third quarter, Packers get a drive. Shannon Sharp starts the drive that is capped off by a 4-yard Amon Green run into the end zone. Touchdown Packers. It's 7-all here in the third quarter. From their own 5-yard line, the shadow of their own goalpost, they get out to near midfield here, and then Keyshawn Johnson to enter. Then another 3rd down and long. Doug Williams to throw. Tremendous pocket protection, and it'd be complete. 4th and inches at the 16. It settles for a field goal, but a tremendous drive, taking almost an entire quarter to score there on that one. 3rd down and 4, he's sacked on the play. Now Rodgers on a 4th and 8. This is the game. Packers 1 timeout left, a minute to play. Rodgers looking. This interception is by Hardy Nickerson, the tackle leader so far in the DSFL. He seals the game for the Bucs, and they go on to win 10-7 in the huge upset over Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay Packers. Now the Packers and the Buccaneers, both 7-3, and in their divisions, both still have first place, but it'll be very epic coming right down to the end. Rams and the Seahawks, and Seattle has had plenty of offensive struggles so far in the entire DSFL too, and Kurt Warner and the offense shows how to get it done here in St. Louis, as the Rams sweep the season series of the Seattle Seahawks as they go on to win by the final 21-7. Seahawks 3-7, Rams 6-4. Bears and the Chargers in San Diego struggles all year long, at least offensively, and the Bears show how to get it done in Chicago. Bears win easy over the San Diego Chargers as they go on to win 27-10. Chiefs-Patriots game glitch, so this is the final matchup of the afternoon. The Eagles travel to New York to take on the hot Giants that have recently lost some really crucial games, but need to come back here at home and tie the season series between the Eagles and the Giants. 7-0 start for the Giants, but Randall Cunningham picked off by Corey Webster. He get into Eagles territory, and on the very next play, Eli Manning would do his elite magic here, connecting with his big play man, Mark Bavaro, the tight end. 47 yards at the end zone for the touchdown in the first quarter with the Giants up 14-0 over the Eagles. Start of the second quarter, LaShawn McCoy starting the Eagles drive, entering Giants territory, taken down at the 43, and then with a 4th and 5, Cunningham incomplete. The 4th down attempt is no good. 3rd down and 9 now. The Giants back to the air, but it's intercepted. First mistake by Eli Manning, and the Eagles have a chance here as they open up the 3rd quarter with a nice drive, but on 1st down and 10 from the 31, Cunningham going deep, but it's picked off by Kenny Phillips, and he returns it the other way to near midfield, and the Giants would again reply off of the turnover. Jeremy Shockey to get into Eagles territory, breaking several tackles, getting out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, and then on a 3rd down and 7 from 10, Eli caps it off with a touchdown of his own. Del Schofner into the end zone. It's 21-0. Eagles now need a drive here at the end of the 3rd quarter. They open up the 4th quarter into Giants territory, and Terrell Owens starts the drive. Then on 1st and goal from the 1, Brown showing the effort it takes to get into the end zone as he breaks several tackles and scores. It's now only a 2-touchdown deficit for the Eagles after a Giants 3-and-out. Plenty of time wasted on this drive, but it'd be a long play to get into the red zone. But with under 40 seconds to play, McDonald finally gets the touchdown the Eagles need. And now it's 21-14. Akers with the onside kick, and it's recovered by Shockey. Perhaps if the Eagles had more time, they have a chance to win over the Giants. But late game heroics and just short. Giants win 21-14. DSFL standings now. The Steelers way over the Ravens in the AFC North. In the South, Texans and the Colts both 1 game back. The Dolphins' loss to the Bills makes Buffalo only 1 game behind. But in the West, it's 2 games over the Chiefs. It's the Raiders at 9-1. In the NFC North, both teams 7-3, Packers-Bears. Bucks a game over the Saints at 7-3, and in the Redskins over the Eagles. Both teams same record, but the Redskins face Seattle next week. They have a chance to go to 6-5. Niners winning their division at 9-1. Injuries so far in the DSFL too. Every team feeling the impact of these guys missing some key time in the DSFL. Some teams more than others. Here's a rundown of the injuries after week number 11.